Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com. In this video, we're looking at a watch from Rado with their Golden Horse Automatic with a black dial. So in this video and on this channel, we cover watches available for purchase on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com, as a full authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive on this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout this video, if you have further questions, check out the link in the description down below where you can learn more, purchase the watch, and book a time with one of our dedicated watch specialists as well. But guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch. Now, Rado is an underrated brand, I think, by many standards. When looking globally, I think they get their attention, but say a place like the United States and other parts of Europe, they're not maybe seen in the way that I think that they probably should be. I think they're a perfect mix or a great mix of looking at avant-garde designs and materials with classic watchmaking. And today we're kind of looking at a watch that walks that line, looking at the original Golden Horse reissue of a 1957 model, this one actually being in a black dial and a limited edition production model. That's a great everyday dress style watch for a smaller to medium-sized wrist. Now, the first thing anyone will notice about this watch is the classic vintage appeal and authenticity of that vintage design that is preserved with the size measurements of the watch itself. This one measures at 37 millimeters with its case size, 44.4 millimeters lug to lug, and a slim 10.8 millimeters in height, with a large portion of that taken up by the vintage-inspired dome crystal. The overall case style results in this watch wearing faithfully to the smaller measurements, providing a high level of comfort on the wrist. The vintage-inspired beads of rice bracelet that accompanies this watch comes with polished broad outer links and 5 rows of high polished inner links that give the bracelet its defining look. The bracelet tapers down from 19 millimeters at the lug width to a fairly narrow 16 millimeter clasp that features a 2-button release with smooth vertical line striping with an embossed motif of seahorses. Similar to Rado's other vintage-inspired pieces, the bracelet does not have micro adjustments, which could be a point of concern for many out there that are trying to get that perfect fit, but it does offer 12 sizing links in order to get that precise fitting. I own the Rado Captain Cook, and it has a very similar bracelet structure as this one, and I have never run into an issue with getting a nice sizing, but I know many people are rather picky in regards to this, so that certainly is one downside of an otherwise very solid bracelet. A traditional 5.3 millimeter push-pull crown sits at the 3 o'clock position with an embossed Rado anchor featured atop for styling. Matching the conventional styling is its operation of hand winding in the first position, advancing the date in the second position, and at the fully extended position allows the wearer to accurately set the time with its hacking second functionality. In terms of the overall case finish, it is going to offer a rather polished, straightforward nature that still is rather well done. Casting over the front of the watch is the aforementioned dome sapphire crystal that offers the appearance of the mid-20th century acrylics while being optimized for durability for modern wearing standards and providing a clear view of the black dial underneath. So this black dial is one of 3 models offered in this limited edition trio, and unlike the blue and green versions, this black dial forgoes the sunburst fume styling for a vivid single tone nature with a subtle concentric circle pattern only becoming apparent upon close inspection. Hour markers are applied and polished with a pair of golden seahorses applied at 6 and an outline date window with a white date disc with red text at 3. Beneath the Rado wordmark at noon is the presence of Rado's anchor logo. As is commonplace for their automatic watches, the rotor actually rotates and will settle at several designated resting positions rather than freely spinning endlessly like that of an oscillating weight, but a very nice and unconventional touch to this watch. When it comes to time telling, the Golden Horse opts for a set of broader than normal polished Dauphine style hands at the center, and interestingly does not offer a conventional minute track along the outside, so a rather minimalist approach to this dial design. Now, turning this watch over, we do have a solid screw down case back with an embossed nautical themed image with 3 seahorses and stars around its perimeter. Hidden beneath the case back is the automatic ETA C07, a modified version of the ETA 2824-2. So this movement, like many Swatch Group movements, is going to have some modifications done to it in order to extend the power reserve to 80 hours. So what they're doing here is slowing the beat frequency from 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz from the base down to 21,600 vibrations per hour or 3 hertz. Due to this modification, the typical power reserve of 38 hours is going to be extended double that of 80 hours. This is going to forego forego the traditional regulating pin setup of the balance assembly. However, in testing these watches at a variety of positions, giving this one some anecdotal evidence, we're looking at +8 to -4 seconds a day in accuracy. When looking at this movement, just to unpack, we're looking at 21,600 vibrations per hour. Does feature hacking and hand winding. Again, hacking stopping the second hand when you pull the crown to the farthest position, and has a power reserve of 80 hours. So now to unpack, looking at this Rado Golden Horse automatic with a black dial. So to speak to just this line, I think this along with the Captain Cook are two of my favorite lines that Rado is offering, just for my personal taste. I like the combination again of some avant-garde styling with classic watchmaking. I think they do this very well in this instance. In terms of this watch though, I think one of the difficulties is just where it sits both in the market at large, but also when kind of seated within Rado's catalog. I think partially the problem with this watch is it's not fully an everyday watch, but also not fully a dress watch with some of the underlying elements to what is being delivered with the dial. I think in many ways it's going to probably do the job from what a 2022 dress watch should be, but still I think there are going to be some that are like, where's the 100 meters of water resistance? Where's that extra utility that I'd like to see? Maybe some lume in instance, but I just believe this one's on the fence more than probably it should be. But for those that might be looking for something with that versatility, that might be an added benefit. Some might find this one too small, but others might just absolutely love the retro wearing dimensions of this watch. The touches of details with the dial is very well done. I like the logo anchor. I've always been a fan of this. And then in addition, the concentric circles underneath, setting that backward display for the rest of the faceted markers on the dial, as well as the handset to cast over the top. In short, there's a reason why this is probably on a short list of around 5 to 10 watches in this price category for kind of that everyday dress-oriented style, and it's certainly one to consider from a brand that I think is greatly overlooked in Rado. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon when future content is posted. Also, if you're in the market for this watch, check it out on TeddyBaldassarre.com. We're a full authorized dealer of over 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, also offer a full factory warranty for all of the new products that we carry, and a new pre-owned section as well, where we have some of the best and curated watches authenticated by our team and tested in-house. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.